Her victories in battle are characterized by unparalleled efficiency. They sing praises of her inspiring leadership, deadly combat prowess, and keen battle tactics. She is the steadfast leader of the Third Sphere expansion of the Tau Empire. Her name is Oshasera, or otherwise known as Commander Shadowsun. Welcome in again, action figure lovers. This is Spruce and Studs, and today we are going to be looking at JoyToy's second foray into a Xenos race. And we are looking specifically into the Tau Empire over here, and more specifically, the unique character Commander Shadowsun. So as this is my first foray into reviewing a Tau action figure and getting cozy with the Tau Empire, there might be some mistakes that I'm going to say with regards to the armaments specifically, so please let me know in the comment section and please correct me. But without further ado, let's just jump into the review. Let us slice open this foul Xenos. Let's see what heretical armaments the Xenos has. And let's get a closer view on this heretical figure. And here we have Oshasera, or better known as Commander Shadowsun, in all her glory in front of us right here. It actually kind of sucks that she doesn't come with her Advanced Guardian drone, nor her Command Link drone. It would actually be nice to see those drones floating aside her, but you know what? That would probably skyrocket the cost of the set. So right now we're going to take a look at the armaments or the accessories as we do as usual. And the first thing that we're going to look at is the high energy fusion blaster that she wields with both hands over here. So this high energy fusion blaster is pretty cool. It actually has this nice Melta kind of look over here, where JoyToy actually put silver paint and then covered it with a blue translucent paint. So that's a really cool touch that they did on this fusion blaster. And the other thing that I'll have to say of note is that, yes, there are some highlights over here on the fusion blaster, which allows this black to pop out a little bit. So this is a very big and chunky weapon and is, again, very sizable compared to a bolt rifle. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is the light missile pod that is on the side of the fusion blaster, and it looks like a very plain brown box. I think these are the tips of the missiles, and obviously this is the jet of it. And then we're going to take a look at the other fusion blaster, which is more the same as the opposite side. So I'm going to say that this is probably the flechette launcher. So the flechette launcher looks like it is lightly highlighted, just like the light missile pod. Again, nothing too much to say about it, aside from the fact that I really like how these two smaller weapons are integrated on the side of the fusion blasters. And the final other armament that I'm going to review is this pulse pistol. The nice thing about this pulse pistol is actually you can just pull it out of the holster, like you do over here. It's actually really cool that this is a functional holster. You can see it has a bunch of wear and tear that's going on with it, just like the rest of the battle suit. So you can tell that the Shadowsun definitely has been in a lot of battles, because this is used quite a lot. And this is very cool that you're able to push this thing back in and it actually locks in place. All right, we'll take a look at the Shadowsun's face, and I'll have to say that this is very nice. The face, just like the armor suit, has a bunch of weathering that's going on with it, and you do see some shading that's going on over here and then down here, which is a nice thing to add, as well as some shading right under the eyes. And then you have this very cool and flowing knot of hair over here, which kind of actually reminds me of a Calidus Assassin's hair. But this is actually very cool looking and very, very unique, again, because we're not used to seeing any Space Marine, obviously, with long hair such as this. The first thing I'll actually say is that this is JoyToy's bread and butter. They do a very, very excellent job of mechs and mechas, and them manufacturing the Tau Empire action figures probably wasn't too much of a departure from what they're used to. One word of warning, I'll let you know that this is true to JoyToy's figure and form in terms of painting. They really like the used battle-worn kind of look, and this is all over the action figure itself. As I'm pointing it out, you know, you have a lot of battle wear over here, literally everywhere on the suit itself. So if you're expecting a clean suit of armor, then this definitely is not going to be the action figure for you. So that being said, in terms of like the heft and the weight, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like it's a lot lighter than a normal Space Marine. It's probably because the Tau themselves are very ethereal and lithe, and I think this actually translates pretty well to this action figure because, like I said, it feels less bulky and feels a lot lighter than the Space Marines that we're so used to seeing. So let's just take a look at the helmet here. You have the translucent blue for the lenses and viewfinders that are going on here, and then you do have some shading that's going on in the recess, which is really nice. So with the arm, you're looking at a nice breakup of the white that you're seeing with this yellow over here. So this adds a little bit of character to the action figure itself. And there is some light shading going on in the grooves as well. And then on the shoulders, you do see the Tau Empire sign over here. And just looking at the chest and torso area, you do get a very prominently displayed Tau sign over here. And also a nice breakup of the white with this bronze colored look over here. I also like it, not only did JoyToy weather the suit of armor a lot, I really like it how they shaded the armor as well down here. It adds more depth and more character to this action figure, which I really appreciate. And then looking at the spindly, wiry legs, it is actually more of the same. You get a lot of shading that's going on in these recessed areas, more heavy weathering up here. There is some distinct Tau insignias over here, as well as on the thigh area. This almost reminds me of a Gundam battlesuit, which is really cool. And then let's just take a look at the back of the stealth suit. Again, more weathering that's going on up here with the fins. So some of you may be curious about the articulation of this action figure, and that's why I'm here. I will show you. So the head area is still 360-degree rotation about the neck, no problem. And then with the arm area, you are also able to move this 360 degrees like so. With the elbow region, it is not double jointed actually. It is only single jointed. So you are actually able to get a little less than 180 degrees of rotation like this. And then you can move it over here. But you can actually pivot this 360 degrees, as you can see here. There is not too much movement with the wrist because it's blocked by this area here. So there's still significant wobble that you can see over here with the wrist area. About the chest to torso area, you're able to wobble this just like a Space Marine can. And then with this torso to waist area, this is where you get the 360 degrees of rotation. So you have to pull this a little bit forward because of this wing back here. It gets blocked by the pulse pistol as well. So about the hip area, you should be able to do 360 if you really wanted to, like this. Although it kind of gets stuck a little bit, like that. You can also kick the leg out laterally, probably a little bit less than 90 degrees, maybe like 45, like you see right here. And then about the knee area, it is actually double jointed. So let's try to bend the top part of the knee. You are not able to kick it forward, but you can push it back like you can see over here. With the lower knee area, you're able to kick it back over here, and this is probably the maximum amount of extension that you can see. So it's really not that much, very limited range of motion. And then with the ankle area, you are able to pivot this back and forth like that. With the fins on the back, you are actually able to move it back and forth like this. So with this area back here, you're also able to get 360 degrees of rotation, and this is actually where you would attach the fusion blasters. All right, with that being said and done, let's give the Shadowsun her armaments, and it's very easy to do. And what you need to do is to put this in this hole right here, and you're done with this side. And then repeat the same thing on the other side. It's very simple to do. And she is definitely outfitted for battle. So I'll have to say that this action figure is a lot harder to pose. I wasn't actually able to pose her correctly without the stand that she comes with. I think that there's a lot of finagling that would be involved if she was supposed to be freestanding. I mean, she is extremely top heavy and back heavy because these fusion blasters are very heavy, along with the backpack itself. So the action figure will tend to fall back like this. So that's why JoyToy has provided a stand, as you can see here. Very easy to fit in. Got the big end over here. Fits in like that. And then you have the smaller end that fits at the bottom of the Shadowsun stealth suit here, like so. So you can have her stand just like this, or you can pull this all the way down and have her standing and have this as a support. All right, folks, that wraps up the review. Let me close it out with my final thoughts. All right, the first thing I'm going to say right off the bat is, I bet some of you channel regulars are probably like, hey Spruce, why the hell are you not talking about the paint job? Why are you not saying that it's really messy and stuff? I'll be honest with you, I already knew what I was getting into when I bought this action figure. I already knew that JoyToy was famous for their mechas, and all their mechas have this worn-in look. So I'm just going to start off by saying this action figure is definitely not going to be worth it to you if you are not a fan of a worn-in battle look on your action figures. I really like my action figures to be clean and unworn. That's how I actually paint my Warhammer 40K Blood Angels miniatures. They are mostly clean and unworn, so that's a big word of warning to you. But definitely for Tau fans, you gotta get this. This is the Commander Shadowsun. She is famous, and she is apparently a badass in the fluff, as I was reading. So if you have the Fire Warriors and the Crisis suits, this should be sitting right front and center of them. I really find it interesting how the bulk is completely different from a Space Marine. As I said before on the review, it is very light and very thin, and you can actually feel the lightness a little bit when you're handling this action figure. So this is Spruce and Studs. Thank you for, again, watching these review videos. I wouldn't be here without you all, and I definitely love and appreciate all the support that you've been giving me. If there's anything that you would want me to touch upon or expound upon during my action figure reviews, please put it in the comments section. I'm always open to constructive criticism. So as usual, I will see you all in the next one.